So we're all going to be speaking in our stage voices. So first of all, thank you all for coming. We appreciate you being here. This is a great turnout, and we are so pleased to have you. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. All right. I'm Leslie Berkeley. I am school board president. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the other school board members who are here tonight. Robin Meekane, Penny Wilkins, Dan Short, Rusty Grandella, Albert Lionel. Did I miss anyone? We have our superintendent, Darrell Webb, and you all can introduce yourselves. He started July 1st. We're excited to have him here. We have Roy Blythe, our architect, who is with us. And Bob Grether is also helping with our presentation tonight. He's on the facilities committee. I want to start off by saying we have a lot to celebrate, and the board is so excited right now. I'm just going to run through a few things that we have to celebrate and some big thank yous that we have that we want to share. First of all, we have a great facilities plan which we're going to share with you tonight, and it has included a 3-year process with a lot of community involvement and a lot of hard work. So that's the first thing that we have to celebrate. We have a great plan. We have a $12 million grant from the state to help us build a new high school in Salida, and that's a huge opportunity, which we're excited about. We have county commissioners that have given their support to this project and continue to show their support for public education, and we thank them for sacrificing their ballot issue in order to support ours. And that was a very big, very courageous step on their part, and we appreciate their continued support. We have municipalities within our district that continue to support us as well. We have a great facilities committee that has met over the last year to discuss options, to consider community expectations, and to develop a really solid facilities plan. Roy Blythe, who I mentioned, who's our architect, he has been through this whole process, and he continues to listen and to respond to our community's needs. And we thank him again for being here tonight. A thank you to John Rouse, our past superintendent, for the many, many hours he spent traveling across the state, learning about the BEST grant, promoting the Salida School District in the process, and keeping us at the forefront so that we became one of the top recipients of the grant. And we're grateful to have Darrell Webb, who's taking the torch and who's going to keep this dream alive for our community. And the final thank you to all of you for being here tonight, for continuing to come to meetings over the past 3 years, for supporting us and giving us your energy, for giving us your input, and for making this happen. So we thank you. So what do we hope to accomplish tonight? First of all, we're going to review our facilities plan, mainly focusing on our high school, since that's what we have received a grant for. So we're going to talk about the main issues that we face, and we're going to compare options for the future. We're going to talk a little bit how we make this happen. How do we make a facilities plan happen? How do we make a new high school happen? Please know that this meeting is just the beginning. We're building a foundation. We're hoping to provide as much information for you as possible. We may not be able to answer all of your questions, but we're here to share all the information that we know at this time. So with that, and we will have an opportunity for questions and answers. And the final thing that we will do is we'll have an opportunity to take a miniature tour. So we'll let you know where people will be, but we have Walt Snedden, our operations manager, and I'd also like to thank Walt for being here tonight. He's our maintenance manager for the district and put in a lot of time. He's been on board with us for a year. He'll be in the boiler room, which is one of our favorite places to show people. This is what's heating or not heating our building. We have Tammy Thompson, our principal, high school principal. We're so grateful to have Tammy here tonight. And she will be in a classroom upstairs, which in the Kessner building. So we'll lead you upstairs. She'll show you one of our classrooms and what to expect. She'll show you the restrooms. And then Mr. Webb, our superintendent, will be in the auditorium, showing you what some of the issues are with the auditorium and what it could be if we had a new auditorium. He will also be showing our locker rooms, which get a lot of attention when rising officers come through. So we'll let you know a little bit more about those tours. So why is a new school important? There are 3 main reasons. There are a lot of reasons, but there are 3 main reasons. A new school is important to this community because it's better education for our kids. I want to thank Darren Bashand, who is a community member. He sent an article to me as well as to other community members about how buildings have a direct effect on student achievement. And I just want to run through some of the statistics from that article because I was pretty overwhelmed by this. Over a decade of research has consistently confirmed that the physical environment impacts the learning environment and student achievement. Changes in a building, in an educational building, can produce significant improvement to teacher morale, school climate, parent and community confidence, and student outcomes. In fact, one of the authors of this article reported that the condition of facilities can account for as many as 11 percentile points in student accountability assessments. In 1998, according to the National Center for Educational Statistics, the average age of school buildings in the United States was over 42 years. At the time of construction, a building is projected to have a useful life of 30 years. If that school building has a major renovation within 25 years, you can extend the life of that building to 50 years. We are past our prime at Salida School District. This building is comprised of structures dating to 1922, 1958, 1962, and 1969. We're beyond the 50 years that this article has stated. Also in the article, actually this is from the American Federation of Teachers publication. There was a publication called Building Minds, Minding Buildings, Turning Crumbling Schools into Environments for Learning. In that report, it said that the Commission found poor environments in schools adversely influence the health, performance, and attendance of students. And the main factors that have a negative effect on students is poor lighting, inadequate ventilation, crumbling walls, damaged ceiling tiles, and inoperative heating and air conditioning systems. I'm not paraphrasing that. I took that as an exact quote from the article. Let me say it again. The factors that have a negative impact on student education is poor lighting, inadequate ventilation, crumbling walls, damaged ceiling tiles, inoperative heating, and air conditioning systems. All of those things, except for crumbling walls, have been identified in assessments and audits of our buildings. So there is a definite link between student learning and the buildings that we have. So why do we need new school buildings? Again, the first and foremost is education of our students. The second thing, these will be community buildings that make us proud. Right now, our buildings are used by community members for Salida Arts and Concerts, recreation leagues, multiple drama and musical performances, so much. Our community uses these buildings for many things. It is time to build facilities that are useful and to take these community events to a higher level. And the third thing that a new school building will do for our community is it will have a positive impact on economic development. And there are two ways that this could happen. New school buildings attract workers, not just school employees, but workers all across our county and our district. And it brings new businesses. Board members have heard multiple stories of this. Many professionals and business owners come to Salida and seriously consider moving their business here or taking a job here, and without ever going into our schools to see what's going on, without ever having a conversation with our teachers or our administration, they drive by our buildings, they look at the outside of the buildings, and they keep driving. And they drive to Crested Butte, and they drive to Gunnison, and they drive to other mountain communities like ours who are investing in their facilities. The other way that we will get economic development from this building, if you can imagine what even a fraction of $30 million would do to circulate in our community, because it's going to be a multi-million-dollar building. If even a fraction of that amount of money to build a school circulates through our community, it provides stimulation, economic stimulation. We've heard studies before from financial experts that $1 brought into a community circulates 5 to 7 times through different pockets. And so to have a fraction of $30 million circulating through our community, can you imagine what that would do? So let's talk a little bit more specifically about our facilities. I did mention that this has been a 3-year process. This has been a 3-year process. We started with